YouTubers? This your boy Amari Points here, bringing you the latest movie review. Today I'm doing my latest movie review on the latest Netflix film, Spy Kids Armageddon. And I gotta say this, I did not enjoy it. It was super boring. So basically, it's telling the story of the two newest kids in the Spy Kids franchise, Tony Torres and Patty Torres. All things are going good for them because they honestly are really like any brother and sister. They love video games, they love technology, but all things go wrong when a bad guy named the King hacks into all their software and electronic devices, and things go south. But we have two new spy parents played by Gina Rodriguez and Zachary Levi, and I gotta say they were kind of pretty badass. But again, most of this movie itself, it was bland. I was looking forward to seeing this new installment to the Spy Kids franchise, but it wasn't really all that entertaining. And I really didn't enjoy it at all. But I think they could have done so much more with this. Let's move on to the positives and negatives. First off, are the positives. The main villain himself, he is pretty decent. We understand why he's doing what he's doing, because he kind of has like one of those backstories on why he's actually doing what he's doing in a way. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Guys, my mind is on the Brits. But it's still interesting to see a good villain in the Spy Kids franchise that we all can relate to and enjoy in some sort of way. Another positive is, well, seeing Zachary Levi. We know him as Shazam from the Shazam movies, and seeing him tackle the Spy Kids franchise is pretty good. His character, Terrence Torres, is just trying to protect his family from this villain. He's a good father, and just wants to make sure nothing happens to his family. And he's kind of like those dads that doesn't like kids being on their electronic devices that much. Sorry guys, sorry if I'm getting distracted. I apologize. He thinks his kids need to limit their screen time, like most parents usually say. And Nora Torres, who plays his wife and is played by Gina Rodriguez, she honestly wants the kids to live a fun, loving childhood while they're still children. And I think both of them play great roles in this movie. That I believe are going to be really good. I can't talk. That are really good, and I enjoyed the chemistry these two have. Zachary and Gina, you watched this, phenomenal work, and I believe you guys are going to go far in the franchise. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry about that. Guys. I really do apologize. Anyway, yeah, these guys are really talented, and I love seeing them. Tackle these new characters to this new Spy Kids movie. that everyone is really going to enjoy, and and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for these two in future movies. I really am. And that's it for my positives. On to the negatives, guys. I have to say that these negatives are really bad, really bad. The first negative is that the VFX, they are terrible for this movie. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever because they did not connect with me. They needed to work on the visual effects a whole lot more with Spy Kids Armageddon. I think that if they did work on the visual effects more, this movie would have been better. And I honestly believe that it could have been eye dropping for all people who are Spy Kids fans and grew up with the movies throughout the years. And another negative is the story itself. It didn't connect with me, but I guess they're probably trying to aim for audience, a younger audience that really would enjoy this latest addition to the Spy Kids franchise. The story itself, it didn't connect with me. I'm sorry, but did, if they did work on, if they did work on like the story more to make it not only for the younger audience but also for the adult audience that grew up with Spy Kids, I would be okay with that. I really would, because I honestly believe, I know I'm saying honestly a lot, but I truly believe that this movie would have been eye dropping if they made the story interesting for both adults and the kids, because it didn't really suit well with me. It didn't really suit well with me, and some of the cast members, it looked like they didn't really get along well with each other. And another negative I have is, well, I think that they should have brought back Junie and Carmen Cortez, but older, or at least brought them in, mentioned them in some sort of way. But they didn't for this one. I mean, I get that this is a reboot for the Spy Kids franchise, but newsflash, we want it to be appealing for the newer generation and the older generation. At least they could have mentioned it, both Carmen and Junie. That could have been great if they done that, but they didn't. So yeah, that's a total bummer. It really is. I think if they did something like that, that would have been nice. It really would have. And that's it for my positives and negatives. On to my rant. This movie is terrible. Legit terrible. Again, this, I believe, is really aiming for the younger audience, because it's not really for adults, but for the newer generation of kids. And honestly, I grew up watching Spy Kids. I loved movies 1 through 3. 4, not so much. But I grew up watching the Spy Kids franchise because I loved seeing Spy Kids when I was a kid. I really did. But again, this just wasn't a movie for me. But they did have a few Easter eggs here and there in the movie. I really honestly was surprised by that. I was not disappointed by the Easter eggs in this movie. No joke. And also DJ Katrona. He played one of the Shazam heroes in Shazam 1 and Shazam Fury of the Gods. I was surprised that he was in here. I didn't know he was going to be in here at all. And he really blew it away. DJ, if you watch this too, good job, man. You nailed it in this movie too. But again, the villain himself, we get why he's doing what he's doing. And we see him trying to make really good motives throughout this movie, and how he wants everyone to play games. But I think the moral of the story is it's okay to like put down the video game and honestly enjoy life and enjoy time with your family as well. But this movie kind of gave me kind of like a Spy Kids 3 game over type of vibe where Junie goes into the game and tries to save Carmen, as most of you already know. But I wasn't feeling it with this movie. I really wasn't. It was just bland, boring, and I was really disappointed. I kind of thought after seeing the trailers for this movie, it was going to be fun and entertaining. But I was wrong. Movie is not for everybody. And I think it's aiming for a younger audience, not for the adults. So if the younger kids like it, let them watch it. But the adults, it's not for us. I thought it was just boring. And it's not for everybody, to be honest. And that's it for my rant. On to the rating. I give Spy Kids Armageddon a solid E. I hope everyone can see it. It's an E. Hope you all can see it. It's an E. Because it was boring. It honestly didn't capture my interest, and the visual effects were way off. And the cast members seemed like they didn't really have good chemistry with each other. I believe like this movie could use some more work on it before releasing it on Netflix. They needed to make the story more interesting, fun, and exciting. But the rest of the cast themselves, they really were okay, but they kind of felt like they weren't into the movie, like really into it. I think if they could have done some more work on this movie, the cast themselves would have been more fun, exciting, and everything. I truly think that when this movie was released, they were probably rushing to get it out on Netflix. And hopefully they will learn from this mistake to make a better Spy Kids movie that will appeal to not just the younger generation, but the older generation as well. And that's it for my movie review, guys. Don't forget to like, comment down below on what you guys thought of Spy Kids Armageddon. Subscribe and share with everyone you know. And press the little notification bell at the bottom of my video to get notified when my next movie review is going to be. I will see you guys soon. Take care and God bless. Peace.